Welcome to our video explainer on how generative AI can change the way governments work and serve residents.
This video was produced by Innovate US. Innovate US, free innovation and problem-solving training created for and by public servants.
Before we explore how these technologies can transform governance, policymaking, and public services, let's answer the question: what is generative AI? Generative AI is a type of software that can generate text, images, audio, or video. It attempts to make sense of the intent of the requester from the context. To train a software system to do this requires vast amounts of similar data. There are many new generative AI tools and new ones emerging almost every day. In many cases, companies are integrating AI into existing products so that you won't always know when you are using generative AI. For example, ChatGPT is being integrated into Microsoft's Bing search engine. You've probably heard about a commercial tool called ChatGPT. 100 million people tried ChatGPT in just 2 months. OpenAI, the creator of ChatGPT, says the website gets 1 billion page views. By some measures, that's the fastest growth of any technology in history. Over the next 10 minutes, we will invite you to try a number of these tools for yourselves. Please note, we are not endorsing any products, just giving you a taste of what's possible. Most of these tools are still quite new and experimental. As public servants, you will be called upon to make decisions about if and how to use AI in your own work. It is important to understand what they do and their benefits, which is why we want to be sure you've tried generative AI for yourself and understand how it can be used to enhance government operations. You also need to know and experience the risks firsthand. Let's start with something simple that can help you in your day-to-day work: writing memos. In government, people send memos to get a sign-off on a plan. Memos express in brief what you want to do and why, who will benefit from it, how the idea will get implemented along with costs and risks. Let's try using generative AI to help create a memo. Visit AI.com. That's the homepage for ChatGPT. Pause the video now while you sign up. Then ask ChatGPT. Write a decision memo to a policymaker asking them to adopt a plastic bag tax, include evidence supporting the idea, and a timeline for implementation. Watch what happens. Now visit Google Bard. Go to bard.google.com. That's the home page for Google's new generative AI. Let's try the same exercise and watch what happens. With public servants expected to make evidence-based decisions on an ever-widening array of topics, AI can help to synthesize incredible amounts of information. It can be a technological ally in helping you to work smarter and faster. A great way of thinking about this tool is that your role has shifted from creation or unique writing of the memo 100% from scratch to curation, where you are getting help with the first draft and using your experience to refine the final product. It's a great idea to do the same exercise with more than one tool and compare the results. It's also useful to ask your question, known as a prompt, more than one way and see how the tools respond. As nifty as it is to have a drafting sidekick, you must be careful to reread and check what the tool spits out. Despite the hype, this software is not intelligent. There's no one behind the screen writing outputs. Generative models, the term for these tools, just predict what word likely comes next. Their training data comes from billions of sentences and phrases primarily from the English language internet, which is rife with incomplete or incorrect information. So, you should treat these outputs with caution. Sometimes they spit out garbage with factual errors. It is important to remember that the technology does not intend to do things, it responds to the commands we give it. So, if it produces bad results, it did not intend to lie or mislead, but rather created or interpreted content in a way that was inaccurate, which is why our curation and careful consideration of the results are critical. So, fact check, proof, and use AI text only as the starting point for an original draft by you. Generative AI can make it fast and easy to translate legalese and government into plain English, which can make communication more effective and equitable, and can help ensure that citizens better understand their rights, responsibilities, and the services available to them. Now, try it yourself. Here's a typical government website. Lots of fine print. Lots of convoluted rules. It's hard to understand. Now visit ChatGPT. Input a complex government document or paragraph, and request the AI to rephrase the text in simpler language. If possible, choose a document or text that you understand well so that you can assess how well it works. Compare the original and rephrased versions to see how AI can make information more accessible. Again, always proof and make sure to disclose and label anything you have written using ChatGPT. Vanderbilt University recently used ChatGPT to write a statement on a mass shooting without disclosing it, leading many to view it as insensitive. Meaning, if you think the backlash to using ChatGPT will be bad, the backlash to not disclosing it could be worse. AI tools are great for summarizing content, whether from a book, article, or from a live meeting. Let's try this together. Let's take this request for comment from the Commerce Department's National Telecommunications and Information Administration, NTIA, about AI auditing. It's 31 pages long. Perhaps you want to get an overview of the main points before deciding whether to respond. Simply provide the material to ChatGPT or Bard or Bing and ask them to summarize it for you. The tool will use its language processing capabilities to generate a summary that captures the main points of the material. Now refine your prompt. You can tell ChatGPT, for example, that you would like a summary of 50 words or 500 words, depending on your needs. Review your summary and make sure it accurately reflects the main points of the material. Edit as necessary to ensure clarity and coherence. If you want to summarize the content using only a link, make sure to use a tool with access to the internet like Google Bard. Now, this is fine for your personal use, but if you want to write a summary for the public, you'll need, first, to read the material you want to summarize carefully and make sure you understand the main points for yourself before using an AI tool. Also check any citations to articles or books that are automatically generated. Even if they look authoritative, they might not be correct. Now, let's talk about how to summarize a live meeting. After your Zoom meeting or any other live conferencing session ends, obtain the transcript of the audio, if it's available. You can use generative AI to sort the transcript by speaker to organize the content efficiently. Let's try it. Nowadays, most modern conferencing tools automatically generate a written transcript. Ask ChatGPT, can you summarize what each speaker said? I'd like you to summarize each speaker's intervention in no more than 150 words each. The AI will then provide you with a 150-word summary of their main points. ChatGPT is far from your only option. For automatic summarization and transcription, there are a variety of AI options, some of which might use generative AI. Generative AI can revolutionize citizen engagement too. By using AI to analyze and interpret public feedback, governments can better understand the needs and concerns of their constituents, leading to more responsive and inclusive policies. Now, try it yourself. The nonprofit open-source tool, Your Priorities, has been used in over 10,000 different citizen engagement exercises around the world since 2009. Governments and other organizations use it to invite community members to suggest solutions to problems and to vote on one another's solutions. For example, the city of Oakland used Your Priorities to ask residents to come up with solutions to the challenges of homelessness, violent crime, and illegal dumping. Today, your priorities incorporates ChatGPT, making it possible for the public and public servants alike to quickly see what are the most popular ideas on the site, obtain summaries of what people are saying, and more. This is a great opportunity to see the language constituents use to describe issues or services, and it is an opportunity as a public servant to see if you can adopt some more plain language versus government speak. Generative AI responds to what you ask it, and your queries are unique to you. Think about the fact that every day there are still thousands of unique Google searches with phrasing that has never been seen before. So the way you form a command, question, or request of AI will often get very different outcomes than a colleague. A final great experiment is to actually get a group of 4 to 8 people in your office together and agree on a goal. Maybe it is writing a new policy, then have each person go and run their own request through ChatGPT. Come back and compare what was asked and the output. Some things might be the same, but most of the time, each person will have unique elements based on the way they phrased their request. Using ChatGPT as a group can help you learn better how to use it. Integrating generative AI into government processes isn't without challenges. Ensuring data privacy, addressing potential biases, and maintaining transparency are crucial ethical considerations that must be addressed. I am what is known as synthetic media, a computer-generated avatar based on a real person. The words I am speaking were written by real people at Innovate US. Using AI to create this video made this content faster to produce, easier to translate, and more accessible. But AI-manipulated digital content in the wrong hands can also be used to spread disinformation and deep fakes. Experiencing what AI can do for yourselves is vital to balancing risks against opportunities. Thanks for joining us in our hands-on demo of the latest generative AI. The potential of generative AI in government is vast, and we're just beginning to scratch the surface. Remember, with all new technologies, the most important thing you can do as a public leader is engage and try them, experience where they might be helpful, and where you might need to use caution. The best part is that you don't need any technology background to take these tools for a spin like we did today. This is the first step in creating the robust systems and policies that will pave the way for a smarter, more efficient, and more responsive government. We'll continue to update this video primer. Click below to share your questions with us.